Hi, everyone. Michael Sandler here, your host on Inspire Nation. I've got behind me, it's got the munchies tonight. Rue, who's having a little late night snack as we get going. Here's another Rue-rific picture at the moment. We are going to have fun tonight talking about why the angels have not and are not ignoring you. But before we do that, I wanted to give you an update. We've had so many people who've been following our journey with our twins, then with baby Hannah, and where we're at on things that I wanted to give you an update. And I wanted to do it here on air rather than individually to people because it would make things easier. Even my family doesn't know where things stand. It's okay, everybody, take a deep breath. It's all right. So we're going to talk about tonight why your angels aren't ignoring you. We're going to talk about also what's up with baby Hannah and our upcoming delivery. And also, I do want to mention that our automatic writing book was chosen. It keeps hitting #1, an Angels and Spirit Guide book on Amazon. And so it was chosen by Amazon to go on sale for this whole week at only $4.99 for the Kindle. So if you haven't learned automatic writing yet, you might want to zip on over to Amazon and pick up the Kindle. How does it get any better than this? So hair, yes, was done by Jessica, aka my Pookie, about 30 minutes ago. She laughed when I said, one of these days we're going to have you do the hair. And she's like, well, what about right now? And I'm going, Pookie, it's only 30 minutes till I go on air. And she's like, perfect. And I asked, is she having fun? And she said, yes. So, man, it has been a time in trusting in the angels. I don't know about your life. I'm going to guess we're all in this together. These times feel funky. They feel energized. They feel like it's a full moon each and every day energetically. And that can feel a little bit over the top. So we will do a meditation before the end to help you drop in, connect to the angels, and get grounded. I think that is so important during this time. Yes, some people are bringing up the glasses. We did go from the yellow glasses to the red glasses. Been about a week I've been wearing them, and I'm enjoying it. I couldn't find a pair of yellow glasses that worked. It's like everybody had stopped carrying them, and you really get to watch in life what doors are closing, what doors are opening. And I do share a lot by story and metaphor. It's a great way to learn. Around the campfire, we learned from the elders with story. It was more important than a list. And so for myself, I pay close attention. What doors are closing? What doors are opening? And maybe it's even something I already had. These were my driving glasses. I had 2 pairs of these that I only used for driving and never wore them in public. And when I couldn't find yellow glasses anywhere, I pulled these things out and said, hey, wait a minute. This actually, with this whole scruffy look, yeah, I kind of matched the Rue back there. It kind of works. So, all right. We went down to the Children's Hospital in Philadelphia on, today is Monday. When did we go down there? It's a blur. I believe it was Thursday. So it was Thursday. We went down there. And we had one big decision. If you followed our journey, we had twins in Jessica's belly till about 2 months ago. And we had to have emergency surgery to save one of the 2 twins. So thank God for that. And for those who say you don't understand big things, oh my God. We had to make a decision to save baby Hannah, and we did. And thank God we did, because her heart was so taxed and having to pump blood for the 2 girls that it was overstrained and not functioning properly. And we were able to save Hannah's life. Now, her heart hadn't quite come back to 100%. And so we were tested again a week later. We were tested again a month later. And this Thursday was the big test to see whether we could deliver. We're going to be able to deliver naturally, but whether we're going to be able to deliver naturally at the local hospital or whether we needed to be down in the Children's Hospital in Philadelphia and move our lives down there so that she could be delivered and either immediately or within a couple days have a heart procedure. Now, you want to talk about, are the angels ignoring me? We went into prayer like you would not believe. We pulled out all the stops. We did all of of course, our law of attraction work, but we did more than that. We did our angel work. We did our morning angel practice. We did our sun salutations. We did our evening writing to the angels. We did our, and on it went. And almost all the way through, I felt like we're going to need to deliver in Philadelphia, and she will need, baby Hannah will need a procedure. And then in the last few days, I started to get this hope. Now, I'm a naturally very optimistic, jubilant guy. Despite being hit with a 2x4 like many times in life, and I've had 2 near-death experiences. I really do understand the 2x4, or racing bicycles in Europe and being waved into an oncoming car, or getting hit by an SUV while I'll be on my bicycle 3 months ago. I get this, but I'm still naturally optimistic. I truly believe that we're taken care of on such a high level. So in the last few days before we went to the hospital, I'm going, woohoo, how does it get any better than this? We're going to get to deliver up here. Yes, 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 yes. And I really got in that state. And then I started to get really nervous, really, really nervous. And I've only been this nervous that I can recall one time before. And that was before we got the news that baby Hannah, or that baby Hannah and baby Miraku might not make it. And right before we got that ultrasound where everything was perfect, everything was great. And then we got this ultrasound at 16 weeks and found out your babies might not make it. So I started to get really nervous before we went down to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. And the question I was asking myself is this wounding from what happened a few months ago, or is this my higher self, the me? You have a higher self as well, the you that is on the other side of the veil, meaning there's part of you that's here, that's energy in this meat suit, so to speak. But there's the greater part of you that is always at home, that is always in the land of spirit or heaven or called on the other side of the veil. Truth be told, there's you in many lifetimes simultaneously, infinite number, but that's a story for another day. But there is the you that always resides at home. And the you that always resides at home knows more than the you here does. But they're always in communication. They're always in cahoots. And my higher self, yours too, but my higher self likes to share through Miraku, our baby who crossed back over. They're always in communication. Your spirit is always in communications with your angels on the other side. So you're getting lots and lots of information, whether you're conscious of it or not. So last week, I'm having a holy shit week, week. So I'm normally pretty grounded. I can be exceptionally grounded, but I'm also born of the squirrel on crack ilk. So I can have that energy of bouncing off of the walls, as my dream team members will attest here. Last week, I was just a bundle of nerves. We have kind of gated areas where Rue doesn't go beyond in the house. And I am tripping over them left and right. It's like I couldn't even, my coordination was gone, as if my spirit was knocked out of my body. And I'm going to the angels and going to the angels and going to the angels and going on in automatic writing. And if you haven't learned automatic writing, it's a hoot. But now I'm in automatic writing last week, and Miracle's saying, everything's going to be good. Everything's going to be great. Everything's going to be fine. So my baby who transitioned or back to the other side, she talks with me all the time now. And I'm saying, I'm not so sure about that. And she's like, what? You don't believe me? And I'm like, well, angels and guides will always say everything's going to be all right because they have the big picture. But I want Hannah to not have a procedure. I want her heart to be awesome now. And between you and me, Ririku, and you and me, audience, I don't want to have to move. We literally just moved here. I don't want to have to make a second move to Philadelphia and then a third move back here. And then this was only temporary. So a fourth move within 5 months. Please, I don't want that. And Miracle was like, everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. And I'm going, okay. And I'm not a pessimistic person. So my mother, do I go there? She shared. So we've got this baby. What do you call it? Oh my gosh, baby registry. We've got a baby registry for baby Hannah. And my mom said, well, that's great. But in the Jewish tradition, we don't give gifts until a baby is born. I read up on this online. There's a topic or a Jewish term for the evil eye, which means like to be jinxed. If you mention these things beforehand, it's kind of the opposite of the law of attraction. And we've had a lot of beautiful, dear Jewish friends, I'm Jewish myself, giving gifts to us ahead of time. So I told my mom, I said, that's kind of weird that you don't give something because you're afraid it might not work out. So like the idea of me sharing that Hannah's going to be great before Hannah is great could jinx something. I don't buy that. But with that said, and I love everybody of every religion, of every color, of every creed, and my background is going to Christian school as a good Jewish boy, going to Jewish school as a good. It was a very confused, beautiful childhood. With that said, we went Thursday. Jessica goes in for what is called a echocardiogram. It's different from the EKG that we get for the heart because it's done with ultrasound. That's why they call it an echo. And this is the only time that they don't let me in with her. Now, the last few times we had this at the hospital, I'm going into prayer with the angels and prayer with the angels and prayer with the angels the entire time, which is why I was able to get into a sacred space that when baby Miracle transitioned, I was able kind of to see her lift off by being in meditation when Jessica was in emergency surgery. This time, the energy was so strong that I kind of just sat back and didn't go into meditation. It's one of those weird times where I almost didn't want to be too hyper present. I wanted to just let go. And let whatever comes out of the experience come. So, I ran off to the bathroom. I think I ran down and checked on Rue, who was waiting in the parking garage in the car. Thankfully, we have a Tesla, which has dog mode. She called it rooster mode. And so he was waiting there. And then I came back up and they came and got me as soon as she was done. And they brought me into a room. And that's where I get really nervous because it's almost like you're being brought into the principal's office. Wow, 444 watching at this moment. So the angels are here as I'm sharing this with you. Of course, the angels are here. And I saw a diagram of the heart on the table and I'm going, uh-oh. But Jessica's like, no, that diagram was here. And then the doctor came in carrying a diagram of the heart. And I'm going, no. That means she's about to explain something about the heart. And sure enough, she goes, I want to talk to you about the valves. And I'm like, oh. So here's the long story made short. Hannah's heart was incredibly taxed, and she is incredibly strong to pump for 2 girls. Miracle had her own heart pumping, but Miracle was what was considered the donor baby. All the nutrients were going through to Hannah as Miracle was getting weaker. But we've had 3 miscarriages in the past, and it was only Miracle's arrival that is allowing Hannah to come through. So Miracle gave her life for Hannah. Hannah gave her heart, in a sense, to help Miracle hang in there. So Hannah's heart was taxed. And Hannah's heart still one of the valves isn't quite perfect. They say it's actually not quite as good as it was the last few times, but they're not worried. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? But she will need either an immediate procedure called a balloon catheter. I won't go into too much details, but just help the valve to open and close properly in her heart immediately after birth, or hopefully more like a day or two after birth, so that Jessica in particular, but both of us, can have that time with baby Hannah before she gets kind of wheeled away to a procedure and then has to spend a week or two in the NICU, the natal intensive care unit. What does this mean? It means, and this is going to go into this whole talk that we have tonight on angels ignoring me and angels listening to me. You will see me taking all of my practices to a completely new level, because I want Hannah to be okay. I want Jessica to be okay. I don't want baby Hannah to have to stay in the NICU a minute longer than she has to. The idea of not being able to bring her home is a little bit heartbreaking, but let's rephrase that statement. It is a little bit heart growing and glowing, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I am doing my best to go even more into a constant state of prayer. Roop, do you want me to pull you over so you can be seen a little bit? There we go. In a constant state of prayer for Hannah and for Jessica. For myself, I'm a logistics guy. I'm constantly looking 10 steps ahead. And so the logistics that I'm concerned about right now, it's interesting. I could be, got the sniffles, so I might blow my nose here. I could be concerned about Hannah's heart. I am convinced her heart is going to be great. It is great. I'm actually not worried at all. Excuse me here. And maybe there's part of me that should be more concerned, but I don't believe it. I think the angels are listening to our prayers, and at a very high level. Where I'm challenged is we're up here. We get to spend probably about a month in Philly. We have this beautiful dream home that we've rented through the end of June just to get through this pregnancy, because we've had medical challenges, or else we'd be up in New England. And I get to rent a place down in Philly. Now, we have a place on deposit. We went and checked it out. It wasn't what we thought it was, and didn't give us the sense of safety and security that we desired, because we have to stay very, very close to town. I'm not finding the right place yet. Yeah, key point. And there was 111, as I just wanted to say that, 111 thumbs up. So again, angels are saying you're good. So I get to find a place for us to rent. I get to move us down there. I get to, once we give birth, Jessica's going to be staying at the hospital, even if she's sleeping in a lounge chair for a week or two. She probably won't leave the hospital. So she's going to be exhausted, and I'm going to be driving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then we get to come back up here and immediately look at where are we moving for the summer. Are we going to go to New England, which we had planned on, or stay close to the hospital? Whew. So there are a lot of logistics to think about. There probably are in your life too. And truth be told, it's more than I am capable of doing on my own. I really have to give this to the angels. So here's the thing. I can think, and then let's really dive into things here. I can think, the angels haven't listened to me. They haven't answered my prayers. And you could be saying, Michael, you're an angels guy. You've got this guy dialed. You've got this thing dialed. If they're not listening to you, what's wrong? What if everything is instead right? The OB team that we had gotten here was before we even found out really we had twins or had anything. Jessica got to meet with them a couple weeks ago. The synergy wasn't there. The energy wasn't there. It didn't feel right. So we were going to be delivering where it didn't feel right. Actually, we'd find another team, but it felt really off. And we pay very close attention to energy. Going down to the Children's Hospital in Philly. Hi, Rue. While we don't want to have to move down there, we don't want to have to all of these challenges or have Hannah have a procedure. It feels right. Sort of like petting Rue's wattles. It feels right. Feeling state is energy speaking to you. The feeling state is energy speaking to you. The feeling state is angels speaking to you. So the angels are saying, all right, what you wanted doesn't feel good, and what you don't want feels great. Pay attention to that. So I am convinced. Hi, Rue, are you trying to jump on the table? I am convinced. Here, we'll move you over here. How's that? That at the end of the day, thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you so much, Tracy, for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? Thank you. At the end of the day, I'm convinced we will deliver down there, and they are really going to help us to have a natural childbirth, if at all possible. How does it get any better than this? We deliver down there, and I am convinced we are going to be saying this was an answer to our prayers. Thank God, thank the angels, we are delivering down here, or we got to deliver down here, where there's an amazing team, and it's amazing. So the OB center up here was kind of like patriarch energy. Down there, it's matriarch energy. We've had enough of the patriarch energy. We need balance, very high level balance. But we don't need the Father knows best anymore. We need balance. And in this case, if you're going to give birth, have a team of women around you. You can have males on board. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But have that nurturing team of women around you, if at all possible. I know we're going to get that down there. So my feeling is the angels are listening, and at a very, very high level. It just goes beyond my attachment that I have to have things a certain way. But honestly, who am I? Who am I? Who is Michael? Little Michael. Pretty strong guy, pretty big guy. But who is little Michael? And the greater scheme of the universe, to know best. I don't. Humbly speaking, I don't. And if the angels do, then I'm all for that. So in the thumbnail tonight, and we can dive back more into this, and I'll take your questions. We'll have a Q&A session in a little bit. I'm happy to take your questions on this, because I didn't even tell my family up till now. I needed a little time to actually step back, breathe into things. As the logistics guy, I have so many operations going on in the desktop of my mind right now. The desktop of where are we going to be? How are we going to do that? How am I going to do the drives? How are we going to make the move? What are we going to do with the RV? Is it coming with us? Is it not coming with us? Do we get a bigger vehicle? Where are we moving? How is this going to take place? Where's Rue? All of these things that I needed a breather, but I'm happy to answer your questions. On that note, the question we had on our thumbnail tonight, or the question we had on our title, is, do your angels have time for you? And so I went and channeled the angels before class tonight. I love to do that. The angels love it if I do that. And the angels flipped everything on their head for me. That's right, on their head. Flipped everything on their heads tonight. And thank you, Sweetheart 11. Thank you for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? And thank you for your prayers for baby Hannah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the angel said, the question, do your angels have time for you, is really a backwards question. The question, do your angels have time for you, is really a backwards question. And thank you, Heen, so much for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? Thank you, Julie, for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? Oh my God. Thank you, Cindy Olney. This is like a record. How does it get any better than this? Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, everyone. The question, do your angels have time for you, is backwards. And the question is, do you have time for your angels? Yes, this sounds a little bit like JFK, and they said that was a play on it. And they said he was a very good man. So, but they said, do you have time? Do your angels have time for you is backwards. It's, do you have time for angels? And what that means is that the answer is simple. Right now, at times that you are most challenged, is the time that you get to go to the angels the most. I certainly love the expression. It's a Zen koan expression from Zen monks, which says, if you don't have time to meditate, meditate twice as long. Because what you'll find is when you don't have time, it's because the mind is racing so much. When you don't have time for your angels, right, Rue? Take twice the time with your angels. Does this mean getting up earlier? Absolutely, if necessary. But the truth is, there's almost always, right, Rue? Oh, you're going off camera tonight. There is almost always the time to spend with your angels because of how much easier. Do you need down? Oh, we don't want to jump up on the counter here. We don't want to jump up on there because of all the electronic equipment. That would get a little bit weird, a little bit fast. I know it would. This is, oh, I have his favorite treat over here. I didn't realize it. Oh, yeah. This is the good stuff. Rue, would you like a tortilla chip? Here you go, good boy. Here you go. Tortilla chip. There you go. You want it? You want it? Oh. Oh, all right there. Okay. If you want it, it's there for you waiting. The truth is, there's almost always time for you to reach out because it helps still the mind. So right now, it's almost like we're addicted to this energy. He's going for the treats now. It's almost like we're addicted to this energy of rush, of panic, of concern, or what I call a state of spinniness. Oh my God, what am I going to do? 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 We get so addicted to it that we don't want to take the time to pause and be with the angels. We instead say, oh, I don't have time for that. But it's when we're spinning the most that we get to take the time the most. Now, like I said, I channeled the angels here this evening, and the angels had some very strong but loving words for me as well. And I don't proclaim to be like, this is Michael, he knows everything. First off, no. And if I ever say that, please run. But it's not a do as I say, not as I do. I'm doing the work. But I'm as human as the rest of us. I'm as fallible as the rest of us. I'm as scared on occasion as the rest of us, or spun. So what the angels told me is, they said, it's when we're spinning the most that we get to come back home the most. We get to come home to our natural state of being, and that is surrounded by angels. On the other side, you're surrounded by angels. Who do you think you see first? The angels. I've got an amazing interview tomorrow night with Peter Panagore, who had the most incredible near-death experience. Two of them, but the first one, oh my God. And one of my all-time favorite, if you can call it, favorite interviews, but favorite interviews on someone who's survived a near-death experience. And we talked about coming home, and we talked about being greeted with angels on the other side. That is home for you. And so the angels want us, when we are challenged the most, I still can't have you up here, to come home to them. So what they said to me is, of course, Michael, this applies to you as much as it does for anyone else. I'm reading it word for word. Of course, Michael, this applies to you as much as it does for anyone else. Doubly so. Not only because you teach it, but because you truly need it right now. And they went on, and thank you, I Am, for your kind donation of 555. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And catch the significance. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But because you truly need it right now. And the angels went on to say, you are being tested right now, dear one. Not in a kind of pass or fail fashion. And my notes just jumped here, so hold on. Wow. You're being tested right here, not in a pass or fail kind of way, but in a tempering of steel, because we need you to play a higher level game. So we're easing you into some boiling waters. No, this doesn't mean you won't be fine. You will always be fine, but it means you'll find new techniques to handle the pressure, stress, or feeling alone, feeling depressed. Doesn't that sound like you right now? Doesn't that sound like exactly what you're going through? You are being tested right now, not in a pass or fail kind of way, but in a tempering of steel. Steel being tempered means it's taken, it's heated up till it's glowing red, it's hit on by the sword maker or by the steel maker, it's molded, then it's thrown in cold water, shocked, and then it's put back into the hot coals until it's glowing red, then back in the cold water, back in the heat, until it becomes 10 times, 100 times harder than it was originally. So you're being tested right now, not in a pass or fail kind of way, but in a tempering of steel. We need you to play at a higher level game, so we're easing you into some boiling waters. This is what they're saying to you as well as to me. No, this doesn't mean you won't be fine. You will always be fine. But it means you get to find new techniques to handle the pressure, the stress, or feeling alone or depressed. That goes for you as much as it does for me during this time. We're all being not tested in a pass or fail kind of way, but we're all being challenged with each of our challenges meeting our wounds the most, matching with our wounds to help us to feel insecure so that we can grow. And it's true, old coping mechanisms are failing. Even for many, traditional meditation is failing. Either we're not taking the time to quiet our minds, or we're so bombarded by information. Things like automatic writing are important, or your own methodology, or communicating with the angels. But you get to come home and find new methods of coming home during this time. And so whatever way you do so, choose to do so is important. But right now, we get to make that time commitment. So for myself, for Jessica, I'd say for Rue, but he's pretty plugged in most of the time. We get to make a higher level commitment to speaking to the angels. Like the angels said, it's not we're ignoring you, you're ignoring us when you need us the most. Angels went on. They said, here's our promise to you, dear one, and to each and every one of your listeners. If you will take the time to come to us, we will take the time to answer your prayers. If you will take the time to come to us, we will take the time to answer your prayers. So, one of the ways that our prayers get answered is not necessarily in getting the outcome that we desire. Between you and me, I really do not want to move. I mean, I really don't want to move. I love the lake out there. I love watching the ice, and I got to skate until a few days ago. Now it's melting, and I'm watching all the birds returning, and I'm going to be swimming shortly. I'll be swimming in freezing cold water. I do it. I love it. And I'll be paddling and having a glorious time. I don't want to have to go. Not up to me, not even slightly up to me. Total illusion of control. So my prayers in that sense aren't being answered on the level I desire. I believe they'll be answered in healthy, happy baby Hannah, healthy, happy baby Hannah's heart, healthy, happy Jessica, and healthy, happy childbirth, but not me being able to stay here. But they will be answered, and I believe your prayers will be answered too if you allow them at the level of frequency. It's funny. I said frequency, and my phone just buzzed, and my wrist just vibrated from my watch. So it's cool. And that's the angels saying, we've got you at a level of frequency. The angels said to me personally, they said, admit it, Michael, you're feeling pretty bummed right now. And yeah, there's a part of me that's feeling pretty OMG right now. They said, you could stay, and this may be going for you too. You might feel pretty bummed right now. You could stay and stew in the bumdom. Their terminology. You could stay and stew in the bumdom. Or you could do something even better, which is what I've been choosing to do, and I believe you choose to do as well. And you could come to us. Instead of stewing in the bumdom, come to the, shake off that energy. Good job, Rue. And come to the angels more often. Come in your thoughts and your prayers and your mantras. And most importantly, sit down and take time with your angels. Take the time to converse or commune, which means very deep level conversations with your angels. Here's what happens. Well, I can talk about going into automatic writing myself. Hi, angels. I'm ecstatic, excited for Hannah to be coming, but I'm pretty sad or depressed or overwhelmed. If I'm depressed, it's a situational thing. I love life. Life is awesome. The situation, not quite as ideal as I'd like it to be. So temporary in a sense, Michael, so petty. But I'm honest, that's where we're at. And they said that I can talk with them. I can be writing about this in automatic writing. And I did. And I'm doing it right now because I've been gifted with, and everybody who learns automatic writing is gifted with the opportunity to channel, or it becomes a clearer channel. Your energy just starts to go up. I want to cry. As you communicate more with your angels. I mean, I can hear them saying, it's all right, dear one. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And I really get to focus on the fact baby Hannah is going to be magnificent. That's all that, no, that's not all that matters. Jessica being magnificent as well, that matters just as much. But I can still have that feeling in my heart, but I can hear them healing my heart as I go to them as well. They said, that's what's important to understand. If you take the time to converse with your angels, will bring you back from the brink. What's the brink? The brink isn't literally you jumping off of a cliff, not usually anyway. The brink is you hitting a new low, hitting the skids, giving up, tearing yourself down, picking on yourself, beating on yourself. locking yourself up, isolating yourself, making yourself miserable by eating too much or eating too little, or drinking too much or drinking too little. That's the brink, really hurting yourself. But they can bring you back from the brink by conversing with your angels and help bring your energy up, way up. Woohoo! Levels of up. So for myself, they challenge me. I'm regularly in automatic writing 2-3 times a day. Lately, it's been once or twice a day. Has there been a day recently where I haven't done it all? There were 2 days right before we went to the hospital that I did not get my automatic writing in, which is pretty much unheard of. And I probably still went into it for a class or for something, but not for myself. And they gave me the challenge of going to the angels at least 3 times a day. They said, not only will my energy come up, way up, but I will get more grounded. And I think the energy is changing in the world today means that we're all popping. We're all having the same story that Jessica and I are having. And your story may be much more dramatic than our story here tonight. And if so, my heart goes out to you. I truly mean that. But these energies are really swirling right now. So we all get to be grounded more than ever. And that means the real question is not, why is this happening? Or why did this happen to me? The real question is, how can I bring the angels in even more at this time? How can I use the angels to help me get even more grounded during this time? It's not what's happened or happening to you. It's how you respond. So they're saying for you, Michael, dear one, the answer is very simple. You get to come back to automatic writing thricefold, at least 3 times a day, if not more. Jill, thank you so much for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Patricia, thank you so much for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Thank you both so, so much. So I'm challenged. Take the time 3 times a day to communicate with your angels. And they're saying you have the time because when you're spun, you are so much less efficient. The same goes for you. If you're feeling spun, if things are feeling out of control, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling depressed, you're not getting the things done you want to anyway. Bring it back to the angels. Your energy will go up. You'll get rooted at the same time. That connection of heaven and earth. You'll be fully connected. Now you're operating at a higher level. Now you're playing a game with the angels. It's kind of like you put on your super suit. And now everything feels better and changes. And certainly, the angels said it to me, and I'm saying it to you. Consider your angels like a confidant, like a really, really close friend. And the Jewish term is kvetch. Kvetch to your angels. Tell them, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Oh my God, I can't believe the other thing happened. I wouldn't do this to your friends, actually. It brings them down. Angels, on the other hand, can transmute that energy because the energy of quote unquote negativity is on the same coin as the energy of positivity. It's the same coin. Your friends, they're going to go burp, 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 burp. The angels, bing, boop, 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 boop. Have the conversation with them. Open the pipe. And if you attend our School of Mystics, last week we were talking about this pipeline of light and how when you communicate with the other side, energy is pumped back down to you. Yes, do come join the School of Mystics on our Wednesday nights, 4 Wednesdays a month. Awesome place to learn some really cool techniques that make a lot of friends and family. So have a confidant on speed dial. That's your angels. Here's the cool thing with the angels. We have been taught, I'm going to go back to old school Wayne's World. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Oh my God, Mary Fry. You are worthy. We're all worthy. I am worthy. Thank you so much, Mary. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Big hugs, big love, Mary. Big, 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 big love, Mary. Um, you are worthy of asking your angels for anything, for everything. There's nothing that's too small to ask your angels. In fact, they say the question is not whether you can come to the angels or whether is not what can't you bring to your angels. The question is not what you can bring to your angels, but what you can't. And there is nothing you can't bring to your angels. There is nothing they can't do. There is nothing they don't want to do or relieve you of, or their term of absolve or absolution is not of kind of the Christian or more like the Catholic way of absolving you of your guilt. They want to take this weight. Ooh, I got to work on that flexibility some more here. This is the wrist that was crushed by the SUV. We've made good progress. I get to do even better in my PT work. But they want to take the energy or the weight that's been on your shoulders and take it off of you. And so, yeah, it's a commitment to go to your angels. I understand it. And in this day and age, and with our beautiful dream team and our homegrown business here, so to speak, I understand time crunches. But when we bring it to the angels, they give us so much more in return. So the first thing that we get to do is we bring our bumdom to the angels. We lean into what doesn't feel good, what doesn't feel right, what's not working out. And we don't try to sugarcoat it. Hey, I'm Michael. I'm a great teacher. I'm a this. I'm a that. I've got it. No, man. Angels, this really hurts. I know baby Hannah's going to be okay, but 4 moves in 5 months. Help me, please. Bring it to your angels. Snuggle up with the energy of what's going on. Snuggle up with the angels and bring whatever is on your heart. So when you feel exhausted, and I must admit, I've got great energy. I'm plugged in right now. Woohoo! I have been exhausted this week. Guess a couple weeks going through this, maybe even longer. Yeah, even longer. The angels won't let me get away with anything. Angels and Jessica, I don't stand a chance. Baby Hannah comes around, I really don't stand a chance. But see, I'm talking to the angels as I'm talking to you, and I'm not coming across as exhausted because I'm not. They are giving me energy. So when you're exhausted, go to the angels even more and come up with a specific plan. So I teach a course once a month on automatic writing. You're 3 weeks out from the next course. Do come join us for that. I help you build the routine to connect with the angels each and every day. You want some sort of a routine. You want time carved out each and every day. Every day. This morning, I was up at 3 o'clock. I don't even know why. I think it was all this problem solving going on in my head. I used to, before baby Hannah and baby Miracle, I used to sleep like a baby. No pun intended. So I'm up at 3 o'clock. I get up and feed Sir Meowsers at 4 o'clock. I go back to bed for a little while. Now, maybe I can sleep in. But if I sleep in, I won't get to speak with the angels. I won't get to do my quiet automatic writing time. Guess what? It's non-negotiable. Okay, driving to the hospital, I get it. It's a little bit negotiable, and that happened. but this otherwise is non-negotiable. I want you to build in, your angels want you to build in some non-negotiable time with them. Time so that each and every day you communicate with them. I've got a few more points, and we're going to open in some questions. But Ruth, you need some more food there. Hold on one quick second here. Oh, Ruth, baby. Here you go. There you go. I got a little bit of that. And what else are we going to give you? So that was some wild bird seed. And that is some hemp seeds. And what are we going to put down here? A little bit of Vermont granola. Only the good stuff. And let's call that good for the moment. All right. I like to say last takeaway, but there might be a few more things. No, I think it is the last takeaway. The angels tend to give me more and more and more. Understand, everything is happening for you. Everything is happening for you. One more time. Everything. Okay, I hear people already saying, but I lost a loved one. Big picture. We may have to go lifetimes big picture, beyond the lifetime of this one infinitely small and infinitely profound lifetime. Everything is happening for you. That's what's happening with Hannah. And they want me to know, and they want you to know that something special will come out of whatever it is you're going through right now. Something special will come out of everything. So they challenged me, and I give the challenge to you. They said, Michael, you're concerned about not having this beautiful sacred home to live in for a month, about feeling ungrounded, about having to drive back and forth to the hospital every day, about all of this. And they're going, first off, you're going to have baby Hannah. You're going to be like in cloud 9. Everything's going to be awesome. You're going to be like, woohoo. And they're right. They're right. But they said, you're resistant in seeing the divinity in everything because you understandably want what you want. You're resistant in seeing the divinity in everything because you want what you want. How true is that? We're all resistant in seeing the divinity in everything because we say, no, but this is the way I want things. But the angels know there's always a bigger possibility. There's a bigger game at play. There's a bigger possibility out there for you. And so they take the time to give it to the angels so that they can give us something even greater in return. That's what we're really talking about here tonight. And in the waiting for something greater in return, we may find the greatest gift of all. Yes, just like tempering steel. And how does it get any better than that? So with that said, I'm going to take a sip of water. Then I want to dive into your questions. And then we're going to go into a beautiful grounding meditation with the angels. A huge shout out and thanks to Ian and Ann for running the chat room. How does it get any better than this? And thank you for being here tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to take a sip of water here, and then we're going to dive into some fun questions. I've been putting, this is Topo Chico, not sponsored by them. Don't like the taste of the Jersey tap water around here, but I've been putting lots of minerals in my in my Topo Chico. Doesn't taste as good as it could. All right. So first question we have here from Gene Pullman. Do the angels make things happen? Absolutely. They can do physical manifestation, although more likely what they do is open doors for you, possibilities, heal things, heal people. That's the level that they like to play in, the level of angels. So they make a lot of things happen. I'd argue it is hard to underestimate how much goodness has come into your life from the angels because, Gene and everyone, if we look at the timeline of our life, so let's go to Rue here. If we look at and he has been truly one of the greatest gifts in my life, infinitely speaking. I know, good boy. We can't plan and predict the big, great things that happen to us. I went to watch a sunrise with Jessica outside Aspen, Colorado. And we drove up the hill because the colors were changing. We missed catching the sunset from on top of a mesa. We drove back down the hill, and there was Rue, panicked, running up and down the side of a little mountain highway. Absolutely panicked because he'd been abandoned on the side of the road. And there was no way I could have planned or predicted, and having, you're melting there, good boy, and having a Rue in my life. That was done 100% by the angels. The phone calls you get, the synchronicities, the opportunities, the bolts of blue that come into your mind, or the phone call that takes place that you totally didn't expect. That's all coming from the angels. None of it is coming from our thinking mind. So they are meddling in our lives at the highest level. Right, Rue? You were told to wait there. You were told to wait there for us, weren't you? We've got on our channel, you can Google on our YouTube channel, the Rue story. And Jessica took a video of Rue in my arms as I got in the car with him for his first Tesla ride, of course. I mean, how does it get any better than this? But I literally had the shirt off of my back, wrapping him up, keeping him warm, and had loved him up and brought him into the car. I kissed him in the first 30 seconds. I've never met a rooster before in my life. And I had kissed him because it was a cosmic recognition that, it's crazy as it sounds, we've spent countless lifetimes together, but it was the angels that brought us together. Right, Rue? Oh, you're such a good boy. All right. TJ Love. What's the best way to switch from mind to getting into your body? Ooh, I'm having such a hard time turning off my mind. So, okay, what's the best way of switching from mind to getting into your body? Ooh, well, we're coming up on springtime. Springtime, I would say barefoot on the earth is by bar none the best way to get into your body. Practices, gentle practices of yoga, yin practices of yoga can certainly help you drop into your body. I've always been I haven't done it in years, but God, I love it. Pilates guy, that can help you get into your body. Rebounding can help you get into your body. Breath work can help you get into your body. So it is a matter of just finding the modality that feels fun to you to help you get back into your body. But it could even just be as simple as starting like this and putting a hand over your chest and just massaging your chest and feeling your hand on your chest. That is helping ground and center you. We had a beautiful, not Anna Dea Judith. Oh, not going to come. Not Donna Eden. Was it Donna Eden? It may have been Donna Eden. We had a beautiful interview on energy work last year, where there are these different exercises of touching the different meridian points on your body to help get the energy flowing better. Oh, wow, you're getting really hungry, and help you get grounded better. So that would be another place that you could play. Heen, do our angels actually affect change in our lives or just give us emotional support? Real change, huge change. When things happen out of the blue, it's your angels. When the phone call comes out of the blue, it's your angels. They are meddling at a very high level, particularly when we ask. There's not nearly as much they can do until we invite them in. Ooh. So question that's very specific. Hope that's okay. Usually I want to answer questions for everybody, but let's see if we can make this CAJ a question for everyone. I was planning to teach an online class tomorrow on 222, but not one person has signed up for it yet. Should I postpone it to Saturday or beyond? And I go into kind of some muscle testing, CAJ, and I'm going to go with, yeah, um, let's shift it and see how we can get more people there. But even if you only have a few people, I will challenge you to hold the course at that time. Tomorrow, 222 is, yes, energetically, it's a portal. It's an awesome day. It's a very special day, but there's a lot of competition for eyeballs tomorrow. So you might look at shifting it to the weekend, might be a much better opportunity for you. This is, again, an opportunity to let go of the way that you feel it needs to be and to feel into what way might be even better. Carly, do we choose our path before we come? Ooh, I've had a great series of videos. So we're starting to do, Carly, I'm going to get to your question in a second. We're starting to do a new format of videos. So we've got a interview once a week, and then we're having 2 YouTube shorts once a week. So you have a YouTube, this is our pattern. You can write it down. Monday nights, live event with me. Tuesday night, interview with a guest. Thursday night, a YouTube short event with me. Saturday night, a YouTube short event with me. And in these short events, I've been talking a lot lately about karma, about free will, about the other side of the veil, and about choices we made that we then get to play out while we're here this lifetime. So Carly's question, do we choose our path before we come, or do we have a choice here to do good and bad? Also, I hear all I hear is let go, but don't know how. All right, so let's do our best to address these, Carly. Do we choose our path before we come here? Absolutely. Well, it's not so much that we choose the path, it's that we choose our mission, what we want to learn here. So my dog, who became my service dog, Sawa, and she was my beautiful companion for nearly 17 years. When I first met her, I was at a farm where I got to keep 3 of my horses. Well, my 3 horses at the time. And no, I don't have horses at this point. At some point, again, I will in the future. So at this farm was Sawa, attached, chained up outside each and every day. And she had a collar on that was attached to a chain link chain, very heavy chain, attached to a steel cable. And she could go up and down this steel cable, maybe 50 or 100 yards attached to this chain. That was the only distance she could go, from here to there and back again. And if she stayed close to it, there was a looseness to the chain, although it was really heavy. If she went to the side, it would choke her. That, in essence, is our lives. We're here to move from one point on the cable to the other point on the cable, to have some great, amazing journey and amazing learning. If we fight too much to go to the side, we can get choked, but we always come back to the same journey. So we choose the journey before we are born. We don't know all of the points. We know some of the key points on it. And there is no, in a sense, good or bad. We came here to learn and grow. Good and bad are a human construct. Now, I'm not saying that everything doesn't matter. Everything does. Treat everybody with amazing goodness, with amazing love. Realize that everybody matters. Everything matters. Everything matters. Treat everything as if it is holy. And treat everyone with total and complete love because they are you. However, we came here to learn and grow. We're going to slip up. We're going to make mistakes. It does not mean they are bad in the cosmic scheme of things. What it means is really they are learning, they are growth opportunities, and to forgive yourself for it and to keep going down the path. And you don't have to go, how will I know if I'm on my path? This is one of the greatest questions. How do I know if I'm on my path? Your path is your path. You don't have to say, where is my path? Is my path here? Is my path there? Is my path by Rue? Is it in the other direction? You are always on your perfect path. You can choose, though, sort of like Sawa, whether you want it the easy way, going more following the energy and following the flow, or the harder way, or yanking against the chain. So coming back to your second part, Carly, all I hear is let go, but I don't know how. Don't yank on the chain. Follow the energy. What feels easiest? What feels best? What has the least fight? Now, this does not mean that you can't want great things in life and work really hard for them. So, like, I'm getting back into shape now. I broke my pelvis in several places. I believe I broke my hip as well, and of course shattered the wrist. I'm getting back into things, and I'm on an indoor exercise cycle to keep me safe at the moment. It could be a little nutty making, but I'm working on getting really strong, and it's hard, but it also feels really good. So don't confuse hard for being off path. Hard can simply be what's tempering the steel and helping you to grow. But what feels right? Rue, do you need down? You look like you might need down. Do you, good boy? Might need to get some water or something? Oh, you look hungry again. You still have food? You plowed that. Hold on 1 second. One more time on the food for Rue. You're really hungry here tonight, aren't you? Let me see what I can get you. Let me see what I can get you here. You're really hungry. I see. We got that for you. What else are we going to give you here tonight? Let's give you some worms. Let's give you some freeze-dried worms. There we go. You've got some freeze-dried worms right there. Let's see if that helps. What do you want down for the moment? Here. You good? If you want down, I'm happy to get you down. Of course, he can fly, at least short distances. All right, let's go to Jeannie. Question. My angels are quiet. I pray, I ask. I started awe. It's not happening. No signs, no symbols, no synchronicities. Am I doing something wrong or not doing enough? So certainly there is, Jeannie, and come take our automatic writing course if you're not in it. If you are in it, come bring your questions to our Facebook group or come to our next class. I want to answer with some real specificity. There's a lot of troubleshooting we can do to help you get better at your automatic writing. But I want you to bathe in the presence of the angels. When angels are quiet, it is actually, how do I put this? They're speaking to you, but not in the way you expect. We expect the angels, if I say, do I go right or do I go left, that the angels will give us the answer right away. And if they don't, they're not speaking to us. But in the silence, what they may be saying is, we're trying to help you cultivate an answer on your path, cultivate greater strength, cultivate greater patience. The non-answer is actually language. There's a book, a beautiful book I not so much wrote, it was other people's quotes, but took photos of years ago. And I've got to get this out there because I used to be a decent sunrise and sunset photographer. I had photos in a gallery in Japan and Germany and in Boulder, Colorado years ago. So I made this book that I have yet to publish called Silence Speaks. And that's it, Jeannie. Silence is speaking to you. Mother Teresa used to have this amazing connection with God who spoke to her, sort of like automatic writing, right in her head. And then he went silent. She kept doing the work. She kept cultivating the faith. And I can't imagine how hard it was until he started speaking out loud to her again. However, it made her so much better even through the process. So here's it, Jeannie. Do what you're hearing tonight, because even speaking to them, if you don't hear back, raises your energy. But hang in there and know chances are you're not doing anything wrong, but everything right. And as for not doing enough, last piece. As a general rule, when we say, I feel like I'm not doing enough, that is the thinking mind. And that is the mind of society that wants to drive us into the ground and keep us so busy. We're enslaved to our busyness that we can't remember who we are. It is exceptionally rare that we're that we're not doing enough. Yeah, we can speak to the angels more. That's what I'm talking about today. It sounds like you're doing that, but I don't want you pushing and driving and striving. I do send all my love. Arlette, question. As we rise in vibration from focus, meditation, forgiveness, and all these human higher qualities, do we need to ask the angels for help less frequently? I can only give you what I am either experiencing or what I have heard. And I have not met the Buddha, so to speak. So I cannot speak, and I haven't met the Dalai Lama. I cannot speak to that level. However, I had almost 2,000 guests on the show. Universally speaking, in human form, we all need that connection, no matter how far down the path we go. We all need that hotline to spirit. We all need the help of our angels by our sides. I can picture stories of the Buddha right now, and it seems like even for the Buddha, and that is just one ascendant master, Jesus would be another ascendant master, even for that level, need that connection and communication with spirit, bar none. Now, communication does not mean asking for help. So you can go a life communicating with spirit without ever asking for help, but just keep the communication channels open. That level of surrender is pretty awesome. That recognition of the divinity of everyone and everything is pretty awesome. There's a guest. Her name isn't coming to me at the moment. We've had Tasha Silver. Thank you, angels. Tosha Silver, who talks about this very thing of living a life surrounded by what she would call the divine with a capital D, and allowing the divine to drive everything in constant communication with the divine, but without asking the divine for assistance. I say it's whichever way you want. Just keep the line of communication open. Tues. Michael, what are your thoughts on angelic possession? Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to understand it in the way that you're asking, Tues. So angels do take over, as far as I can tell, animals to a bird that flies in front of you, all of these different synchronicities that happen with animals to get your attention. They can certainly have a person pass in front of you, or have a person pick up the phone and call you out of the blue. And Mary's going, I don't know why I felt like calling you. They can certainly do that, but not in the level of kind of a horror movie demonic possession. Angels are all good and amazing greatness. And I believe they have a harder time manipulating us than they do animals. Maybe it's animals are more open, and I may not even be right about that. No, I hear that I am. They have an easier time. Animals are more pure of consciousness and are living less from the head. And so they have an easier time moving them around. There is, I guess we put it out in one of the shorts that I had last week. I had a lion jump up behind me on camera. No kidding, real mountain lion in Colorado. And that was a mountain lion that was, you could say, angelically possessed by my guardian angel Maximilian to show me that he was there by my side and to teach me a whole bunch of lessons. So it does happen with animals, and quite regularly. I do believe, I don't know that Rue had an angelic possession, but I do believe that the angels protected Rue and were speaking to Rue when he was on the side of the road, so that he didn't, thank God, run into the road when he was left on the side of the road for us to rescue him. Do you still have food? Man, you've been eating a lot tonight, which is great. or for him to rescue us. Okay, question. Even with the guidance of angels, I still have fear. You and me both. I'm human and my world is scary. I live in a world with no filter and struggles are real. I pray and walk with God. However, I still get scared. Here's my deal. I came from an upbringing with a lot of fear. I came from generational after generation after generation after generation after generation after generation of a lot of fear. Heck, a few generations ago, my family were thrown into the gas pit in Nazi Germany. There's a lot of fear there. Humanity is by design a very scared species. We seem on some ways to be at the top of the food totem pole, whatever we want to call it, food chain. But we have a wiring inside of us that looks for danger. We had on Dr. Rick Hansen many times talking about, author of Hardwiring Happiness, talking about our default mode network, how we are built to look for danger. And Kay, that is what we do. So I believe that we are energy having an energetic experience in human form, specifically so that we can feel fear, so that we can learn how to work with fear, so we can learn how to, in a sense, transcend the wiring of our body. But it doesn't mean that we are completely fearless. I'm not scared of heights anymore. I used to be before my near-death experiences. However, if you stand me on the side of a cliff and I look down, and I'm not afraid of death, afraid of not living well, different thing, but I'm not afraid of death. I will have butterflies like you wouldn't believe. You probably would. The fear is wired into us. So it's sort of like ego. I'm not trying to dissolve the ego. I'm not trying to push away the ego. I'm not trying to eliminate the ego. I'm learning how to work with the ego. I'm learning how to work with my humanity, which is also my divinity. I'm learning how to work with that fear. So, wow, the world has been a somewhat scary place for me right now because of the amount of overwhelm I feel with having to juggle all of these pieces. You'll find the way biology is set up, when you're wounded or overwhelmed, you want to lick your wounds and hide until the energy gets lower. That's natural. That's the way we're biologically wired to help keep us safe. So for myself, I've been afraid, Kay, at smaller things that shouldn't be fearful because my system is full. I'm not doing too much. It's that there are so many pieces on the plate right now. And if we look at this thing called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, at the top is shelter. And when shelter is out of whack and safety are out of whack, we got a lot going on and we may be afraid of even simple little things. So between you and me, Kay, I'm afraid of simple little things right now. The wiring in me is, at least. I, the eternal me, isn't afraid at all. So what my job is to go from the little me that is really afraid, use the angels as a bridge. I love doing that. Why go it alone? And get to the eternal me, which loves me up, can see everything I'm going through, and says, you're going to be all right. Note, I did not say eliminates the fear, but lets you know you're going to be all right. So that's where I would play. I would snuggle up with the fear. I would lean into the fear. I would ask the fear, what can I learn from you? But I wouldn't try to push away the fear or to numb yourself up where you say you have no fear. Great athletes, man, go to the Olympics or watch a replay of the Olympics. And Jessica and I have been watching the half pipe. Oh my God, people dangling 40, almost 50 feet in the air. They're still afraid. They're totally afraid. You can't You can't convince me on any level that somebody 45 feet in the air looking down is not going, OMG. But they learn how to ride that fear and ride it for all it's worth. And that's what I want you to do, Kay. Hey, Lisa, I see all the repeating numbers daily. Know the angels are there and what numbers mean because I have many problems. So, and thank you, Lisa, you put problems in quote tonight. I'm loving you. You're doing great. I asked them for help. Is there a best way to ask? Like how much time, when to? So is there a best way? Energetically. Ask them with all the energy you've got. Ask them with all the heart that you've got. If it's pleading, if it's begging, if it's crying, if it's screaming, if it's singing, which is my favorite. But whatever way, do you need down, Rue? You got it? The Rue is down. He shall be back. So Lisa, ask with energy is the best thing. Rather than going, dear angels, please help me. Which actually some chanting might be good. But let's put our energy into it. There are no rules, however. I have been told singing is a very high tonality that helps, but there are no rules. When? I would certainly do it first thing in the morning. I would definitely do it when the sun rises. If I can see the sun, and I'm not recommending this for you because everything about looking at the sun, I'm a gazer personally. For yourself, maybe look when the sun is just below the horizon. But I am locked on in prayer at sunrise, heart open, talking to the angels. Last night before going to sleep, if I haven't fallen apart out of exhaustion and overwhelmed too much, I am going into prayer for the angels. But here's the best time, Lisa. When those problems come up, let's link a solution to them. What does that mean? Let's create a new habit. Let's create a new habit. You've got a problem, you've got a solution. You get freaked out, you go to angels. You trip and fall, you go to angels. Something's really hard, you go to angels. Every single time you find yourself bent out of whack, Lisa, use it as an opportunity to go to the angels. What happens is you find yourself carving a new groove in the record where you go to angels and go to angels and go to angels and go to angels and go to angels. And you are in a state of prayer. And therefore your energy is going up and up and up, more and more and more, and to where the problems become your greatest gift. Quite literally. If you link prayer to the angels with your problems, over time, your problems become your greatest gift. So brilliant question, Lisa. And thank you so much. And keep up the amazing work. We'll take questions for about another 10 minutes or so, and then let's dive into a meditation here. And there are no silly questions. So Jazzy33, sorry for a silly question. No silly questions. How do I better connect with my angels? So you can connect by talking to your angels. You can connect by praying to your angels before you can go to sleep. You can connect by writing to your angels. You can connect through automatic writing, which teaches you a whole process of hearing from your angels and having your angels write to you. You can connect by just about any way you can think of. It's a matter of making it a regular, repeated pattern, have a time for it on a daily basis, or like I was just saying with Lisa, linking up that every single time I trip into my problems, I'm going to my angels. But communicate in any way that's best for you. I'm looking over to see if I have a copy. Yeah, I do. Hold on here. We're jumping out of my seat a lot tonight. Might be the energy here. $4.99 as a Kindle right now for this week. And you can learn how to connect with your angels. A super simple way. We, of course, do have a live class once a month on this and a whole video-based program at automaticwriting.com. But you can simply get the Kindle and start working with this right away. That to me, and that was gifted to me by the angels. I had no desire to write this beautiful book. I had no desire. I'm like, I've been a sports coach. I got my MBA. I got my other master's degrees. I got my this. I got my that. I got this. And I'm not going to be an angels guy. And the angels are like, oh, yeah, you are. I'm not going to write automatic writing. Oh, yeah, you are. And I am. And I love it. And now it's my gift. Learn automatic writing. Super simple, easy way to connect with your angels. Paula. So keeping the mind and body still and the heart open will allow the angels to come through. Yeah, but the angels are always wanting to speak to you. Yes, meditation, awesome. Yes, stillness, awesome. Yes, heart open, awesome. However, even if you're freaked out, even if you're moving a million miles an hour, they're still always there. It's not that we have to do these practices to allow them to come through. It just becomes much easier to hear them. But allow implies that I have to do everything right in order for them to come through. Not true. So many people have been in life's most desperate moments, and the angels have come through and helped them out and spoken to them with almost a booming voice. All of the things you're suggesting, Paula, make it easier. And I can't recommend them enough. But just the very act of taking a breath, taking one moment's pause, may give them the opportunity to come through. Raven, what can I do when I write down prayers, but a page later of still writing? What do I need to do? There's no perceived answer. So this is an automatic writing question. But basically, Raven, if you're writing down all the prayers in automatic writing and you still don't get anything afterwards, just keep the pen flowing. You're at a starting point, and the energy will start to shift. But that is where I want you to start in automatic writing. It's about 60% of people takes a few weeks before the words really start flowing. But the very act of putting the pen on paper, even if you're writing, I don't know what to write, 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 that actually shifts your energy or creates that connection to the angels, kind of creates that pipeline for the angels to be speaking to you. So I wouldn't worry about that in the least. In fact, quite frequently, it is those who don't get the words for the first few weeks that have the biggest energetic shift. So Raven, I would keep diving into it. If you need to, after that, if you're in the book, look at the problem solving section, look at different times of day. There's all sorts of different tweaks that you can do on this, or come join us for our next live class in 3 weeks. And we can dive really deep into this as well. But keep up the good work, Raven. Don't worry at all if you aren't getting the words in the beginning. Mary. Hi, Mary. I was asking the angels to help someone with dementia who is suffering. Is there a way to ask on the behalf of someone else's journey who is suffering? It breaks my heart to see them suffer. So this is beyond a brilliant question, because I heard something weird a few years ago that I had never heard before. And then I heard it many times in a row. And I really had to go to the angels about this. I heard you should never pray for somebody else. And this was by some teachers. It's really good teachers. You should never pray for somebody else because you're taking away their free will. I don't buy that one. What you're doing to me when you put out a prayer for somebody else is you're giving extra juice to the angels. It's an amplifier. You want someone to heal. If an angel is helping somebody heal and you say, please help John or Mary or whomever to heal, you're kind of giving extra juice to the angel to help them to heal. If someone's going to transition and you want them simply to have the most peaceful transition, and you ask the angels for that, it amplifies them in their efforts there. In this case, you don't want someone to suffer. You put that out to the angels. It amplifies those requests to help your friends so that they don't suffer as well. I can hear in my head. The angels love speaking to me in song. Da 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 da. Que sera, sera. In a sense, whatever will be, but we can help make it easier for people on their journey, easier for healing, easier for transition, easier to ease their suffering. So give all the energy to the angels you can to help that other person. But also, here's a funny thing. We don't do it for that reason, but I have seen it time and time again. And in fact, there's an amazing book on it called The Power of Eight by Lynn McTaggart, that investigative journalist who showed quite clearly that when you pray for another, you help yourself as well, because you shift everyone's energy. So again, going to prayer is connecting energetically to the angels, to spirit. You put words out there, energy comes back. Your energy or light goes up, it affects everybody else's energy or light. You keep praying, your energy and light goes up and up and up. You get brighter and brighter and brighter, and you can't help, not just to help those in need, but to help everyone around you and you as well. So Mary sends you lots of love, and I would keep asking and keep praying, no one specific way, but keep asking and keep praying for your friend. Take a little more water here. Heidi Van Gordon. We had several beautiful shows on this, I think toward the end of 2021. How many guides and angels do we have? Do our angels and guides have names? Let's give you the abridged version here, because I want to see if I can get to another question or two before we go into meditation. How many guides and angels do we have? The long and short answer is infinite. But what's the real answer mean? It means you came in here with guides that are by your side and angels that are by your side since the beginning of time. You have angels that are with you for specific missions, for specific lifetimes, for specific purposes here right now. I could have an angel, a guide, or a whole team on our side for birthing, whole angel or angels and guides and team for happy, healthy Hannah's heart, and so forth. There can be angels and guides, and there can be layers upon layer upon layer upon layer after and behind that. There's many infinite angels and guides as there are snowflakes, just as there are an infinite number of spiritual beings having divine experiences in human form, in rooster form, in Martian form, in you name it, Arcturian or whomever form. We're all here to help each other. We actually help angels and guides on their journey just as much as they help us. Do they have names? Every single one has a name. However, they tend to only bring us their names when we need it most. So Maximilian, it took many years of reaching out to my guardian angel before he said, "Hey, my name is Max. I've been here since the beginning of time. Whenever you've seen a lion, I got a lion stuffed animal. Actually, I got 2 lion stuffed animals when I was first born. There's a reason for that. Whenever you see a lion, know that that's me." Cool. But it wasn't until it was necessary that he brought forth the name. So don't get hung up on a name. Paul Selig, to me, the most brilliant channel or medium or guide or whatever you want to call him out there. And we have some amazing ones on the show, but Paul, unbelievable. And I do believe his guides have finally given them names, but in general, they go by the guides. And that's like 10 books in, they still go by the guides. So don't worry so much about the names. Veronica, is intuition truth from angels? Typically, yes. If it's not specifically from the angels, it's coming from spirit, from heaven, from the divine, from whatever you want to call it. It is our mind and or heart acting as a receiver for energy and wisdom from the other side. Evelina Lind, and we're going to, I know within the next couple minutes, we're going into a meditation here. Let me see how many questions we have left. I'm sorry, not going to be a way to get through everybody's question, but I'll get through a couple more tonight, and that is about as good as I can do. But I love you guys, and thank you for your brilliant questions. Evelyn Jesus, things in the world getting scarier. So true. How do we keep fear from creeping in? I know in my heart fear is compromising my faith. They can exist, they can coexist synergistically. What does that mean? The concept that fear and love cannot coexist in the same space and same time is has been corrupted a little bit. You can still have a heart that is filled with love and be scared out of your mind. It may be harder to operate out of love at those times, but you can still be in a fear-based place and coming from love. So the bigger thing that we want to recognize, is, how do I choose to go back to love even when fear creeps in? And this goes back to the question that was asked earlier tonight, which was from Lisa Buckner, which is, we can link fear with love. We can link fear with faith. Fear does not mean a lack of faith. For instance, I have incredible faith. It's all going to work out. I know it's all going to work out, but I still have attachment to how certain things go, and I still want them easier than harder, and smooth and good, in quotes, rather than painful. And so I can still have that fear and have total trust at the same time it's gonna work out. How can you do that? In a meat suit, still get a pulse, still got scars from surgery and titanium in me and stuff. But I know it's all gonna work out. So it doesn't mean that I have to absolve the fear in order to have faith. I can still have that fear and dance a jig with the angels at the same time. Does it mean that I don't trust them? No, at the end of the day, it means that I'm attached to a certain outcome based on this physical body and the biology behind it, but that I'm going to do my best to give it to the angels. That's where I would play. You take this. It's one of my favorite expressions. You take this. Give it to the angels. Evelina Lind, and we're going to about 10:20s, maybe one more question. We're going into meditation here. Evelina Lind, where are the angels and our guides? Are they among our loved ones on the other side right now, or right beside us? Both. So they're energetic. So they travel through different dimensions. They travel through alternate timelines. They travel through everything. They don't have to be just one place at one time, so that they can be at home with our loved ones and here by our sides right now at this moment. Truth be told, your loved ones who've crossed over can also be here right now in this moment as well, because on the other side, time isn't the same. Time doesn't exist. And space isn't the same. Space doesn't exist. So they can be everywhere at the same time. Beth Dennett, I used to do automatic writing, but it stopped as I do readings for people. Can I get back into automatic writing? Let me read this slowly. I used to do automatic writing, but it stopped as I do readings for people. Can I get back to do automatic writing? I'm not sure if you mean it stopped when you were doing when you were doing readings for others, it stopped. What I would do is I would go back to basics, Beth. I have not heard of anybody ever who was doing automatic writing and wasn't able to get back to it. So I would go back to the basics, go back to automatic writing 101, go back to the prayers, go back to doing it for yourself, go back to doing it at quiet times, go back to not needing to have any answer at all. And I would just allow it to be and play with it again. Arcady Kane. Michael, does your handwriting usually change during an automatic writing exercise? It goes from bad to worse, to the extent of I started with writing and I had to graduate to typing. I prefer writing, and the more profound words for people come quicker with writing. However, the angels were speaking at such a pace that it started to become unintelligible as I tried to write it down. So I had to go to writing. So let's take see, I'm speaking really fast now as I'm trying to get everybody's questions in. So let me take a sip of water and let's go into a meditation, and I will see if Rue wants to come up. He typically wants to join during meditation. And so he sees thoughts. He doesn't just hear us, but he sees our thoughts. So I woke up this morning and I explained about, being up and being up for quite a while. I was ready to get out of bed. Several bedrooms over, he has a white noise machine on top of his soft dog kennel, and he sleeps basically in the equivalent of a closet, with the doors open enough that he gets great ventilation, but fairly closed, in a closed door bedroom. I'm in another closed door bedroom halfway across the house. And I move my foot. He heard me move my foot. Oh, he's looking at me now. He heard me move my foot energetically. He hears emotion. He hears thought. I picture if I have a happy emotion, he has this emoji of happiness floating up. If I have a scared emotion, he has some sort of frowny face or scared emoji comes up. And it's interesting just how attuned he is to our energy. So I'm going to put him up here and see if he wants to meditate with us. And then let's dive in and play. Thank you, Aya. Thank you, Anne. Thank you so, so much. All right, Ruth. Want to do a little meditation with everybody? You're such a good boy. Yeah. He loves being on camera and saying hi to people. Don't you, good boy? Oh, you do. Oh, you do. Oh, you're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Shall we do a meditation now? What do you think? Meditation time? Yeah. Let's do that. That's a happy honk when he makes that. So each morning lately, because it's been too cold to hike, I go on a rebounder with him for almost an hour. And he goes, honk, 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 honk. Okay, I don't want to get you wired for bedtime. Okay. Ready for a meditation, good boy? All right. Take one more sip of water. Okay. Tonight, we're not going to sit up good and tall, but I want you to sit nice and relaxed. Simply take a nice deep breath in through the nose and then a giant sigh. In through the nose. One more time, in through the nose. Kind of feel the tension start to fade away. And then we're going to breathe in through the nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In through the nose, and out through the nose. In and out. Now, as we continue to breathe in and out, I want you to imagine that there is a giant circle of people around you. And you're one link in this magnificent chain of everybody here tonight, past, future, and present, all hand in hand. So you're linked up to your person or rooster to your right, and a person or your rooster to the left. Guess it'd be wing in hand. And we breathe in together and out together. In together and out together. In and out. As we continue to breathe in and out, we're going to call in our angels here tonight. I want to call in the archangels that I love to call in. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. Please make your presence be known by everyone here this evening. Please put your wings around everyone. And please allow everyone here to feel your magnificent presence. You might feel some chills or like a feather brush, tingling, simply a warmth. And know that these angels have your back. And now let's call in your guardian angel. So guardian angel Maximilian and all guardian angels for everyone in this circle, past, future, or present. Please put your wings around your special person. Please let them know that you are here now and always, and that you will always be by their side. And now, if you have a special, quote, problem or worry or concern, I want you to call in the angels that can help with exactly that. You can follow my lead, or you can say whatever works for you. In my case, angels of happy, healthy childbirth, angels of happy, healthy babies' hearts, and angels and guides for helping us find the most amazing temporary home and permanent home for our childbirth, for the sacred time, and for raising our perfectly healthy baby Hannah. Please be with me here this evening. Please help us in our time, certainly of need. And please make your presence known to us. And so you can ask the same thing. Ask for angels. Ask for guides. Ask for them now in your time of need. And ask for them to make themselves known to you. So let's take a minute and do this together. And whether you sense them by your side or just feel the stillness, when you're ready, say in your mind's eye for the next minute or two, or in your heart, thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Can you feel the love? Can you feel the support? If you put a hand or two on your heart, can you feel the warming of your heart? And can you feel the angel wings that have your back? Your angels are always here by your side. Your angels are always ready to help. I wish I could say the help comes in the ways that we expect. It rarely does. But it always comes in divine timing for your highest good and the highest good of all. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So I want to thank you so much for being here this evening. Of course. So I think there's a link. If you really want to check it out, we got a baby registry. Feel free to check that out. Do come and check out Peter Panagor's interview tomorrow night. Oh my God. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? What an amazing man. What an amazing energy and human form, spirit. Oh my God. Crazy beautiful interview tomorrow night. Then an amazing short on Thursday night, an amazing short on Saturday night. So basically click the subscribe button and the bell icon, and you'll be notified of all live events with me, all upcoming shorts, all upcoming interviews. There's the join button down below if you want to become a member of our Mystic Circle, where we have lots of behind the scenes videos, what I'm thinking about, what I'm going through, how I'm learning, what Rue is up to, what Jessica's up to, what our kitty cats are up to, in the future, what baby Hannah will be up to. So that's the join button below to become one of the members of our Mystic Circle. Of course, we have our School of Mystics every Wednesday night, and that's at Inspire Nation, well, 4 Wednesdays a month at inspirenationuniversity.com. And that's a great place to, well, meet your friends like you see here, but on Zoom, meet them in a sense in person, meet new friends, make new family, and learn and grow together, because your energy suggests, and I'm sure you are, a mystic in training. So we might as well bring that mystic out of you. And of course, we got the Kindle on sale this week. How does it get any better than this? You can get that on over at Amazon. So love you guys so much. Want to wish you the most beautiful evening ahead and beautiful week and weekend ahead. And just keep going to the angels for everything. That is the best thing in the world that you can do, and will bring your energy up and up and up and up and up. So keep on shining bright. Looks like Rue is preening for bedtime now, and I think I'm going to join him in a little preening. Yeah, so you can click that bell icon to subscribe, and the bell or the subscribe button to subscribe, and then the bell icon. Of course, please share with everybody you know, so that we can all raise the energy and vibration of this entire planet. Love you guys so much. Thank you, Aya. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rue. Thank you, Pookie. And thank you to the kitties as well. In fact, here comes the love bug making a cameo and now running off screen. How does it get any better than this? Love you guys so much. Woohoo! Night, everybody.